This place is said to have the best climate in the world. Lush, green, and strangely quiet. I'm Ronnie, and my travel style can be a little intense. I like to see it all, do it all, and experience everything that a place has to offer. So if you're up for a really immersive travel experience, you're in the right place. This is Hermigua. This is La Gomera's valley of water and work, and I'm here to figure out if it's a paradise or just a pretty empty postcode. My first stop in Hermigua, which is where I'm going to be for the next little bit on the island. God, that water looks good. Oh yeah, what a beautiful view here. So this is another one of the barrancos, ravines on the island. It shows you the regions actually. And we've done them all. This will be the last one. It's just stunning. Every part of this island is just stunning. There's not an ugly bit of La Gomera, so I call it Graciosa there. So Hermigua was known for having the best climate in the world, I think, certainly in the country, in the continent. Because of its position, because of the trade winds. In winter, temperatures rarely drop below 18, and in summer, they rarely got above 27. It's always sitting within that sort of 9 degrees, nice spot. Don't get me wrong, 27 for me is too hot. 18, nice. 22, 23, nice. Start going up to 27, I'm getting a bit sweaty. I don't know if they've since discovered there's somewhere with a better climate, and they've lost that claim. There's probably plenty of other places with similar climates. Oh my God. You can walk right down to the beach from here. Look at this. All the way down. But fortunately, there's a road there, so I would rather take that. Next up is the town of Agulo, supposedly one of the most beautiful towns in Spain. Let's see if anyone's home. And this is Agulo, often referred to as El Bonbon de la Gomera, the candy, the sweet of La Gomera. It's one of the most beautiful towns in Spain. It's the only one that makes the list, the official list of uno de los pueblos más bonitos de España on La Gomera. It's apparently really well preserved and lots of traditional Canarian architecture. So we'll go down and have a look, have a wander around the streets down there. But first of all, like it's setting in this ravine, you've just got these enormous cliffs all around it. Look. Means it's pretty sheltered from most of the wind. Really nice little viewpoint here. Just sat and had my lunch. No one else has shown up. Like everything in La Gomera. Pretty much have it to yourself. Alright, let's go and check out this town. Ah, here we go, that's really helpful. Oh, it's given a route around. So Rosa Luxemburgo was a writer who visited here and then wrote about it. Beautiful house. It's like quite a lively bar down here. See the cliffs just looming over. And a cute little scene area. Apart from that one very noisy bar which seems to be full of a group of locals, like a walking group, doesn't seem to be anybody here. Again, I'm whispering. I don't think this place is that much of a secret, given that it's on a list of the most beautiful towns in Spain, but a huge cliff at the end. We've got a little banana plantation here. Have you seen me? Lots of people here seem to keep chickens. You hear lots of roosters. Look at that view out to the sea. Oh, looks like this might be a square or a church. Interesting roof. I'm just tempted by this blue here. Like there might be a good view at the end. And this place is lovely. It's so quiet though. Yeah, shame about the power lines. Those lines are a bit of a sore point for me at the minute. After crashing my drone. Look at this street. Oh, Oh, God. The town has the looks for sure, but for every pretty house, there's one that's just been left to fall apart. Well, this is for sale. You fancy living here? All these plants at the end, though. It's a little bit odd. You can't escape feeling that something's missing. I think it's someone's house. Oh. That's why it says no entry everywhere. Probably should have read that. I just thought it was graffiti, to be honest. It's interesting that there's these properties here, considering this is a well-known town across the island, the Canaries, Spain, that are in that sort of condition. You'd think someone would buy them and develop them. The properties here that aren't houses are holiday rentals. You know, we don't do enough of that in the UK. Painting our houses bright colours. I guess they look better in the sun. But I think they'd look better even in the rain. Oh my God, life. It's the first sign of life I've seen since that busy bar right at the start. And we're back into the Playa. It's a very cute little town. But it very much feels like it's asleep. There's no one here. And the mornings here are an experience. So I'm really in the heart of the valley of Hermigua. This is where I stayed, just down here and there. It's beautiful. It's really quiet, quite scarily quiet. It was a beautiful sunrise this morning, which I was up for because there are so many cockerels here. It's so noisy. Like now, I can still hear one. Now it's relatively quiet. It's 7 o'clock this morning. Cock-a-doodle-doo, cock-a-doodle-doo, like constantly. Anyway, yeah, so beautiful sunrise. You can still see a T-day, even though it's quite cloudy today. The clouds really roll around the mountains here quite dramatically. And this morning, it is looking a little bit grey. We are on the north side of the island here, so I guess, from what I learnt the other day, that means we're more likely to get clouds here. So I'm going to have a little wander around. There's not that much to this place. It's pretty isolated. It's about 25 kilometres to San Sebastian from here. And over to the airport is about 40, I think. That's literally the other side of the island. So yeah, we'll see what there is. There's a couple of beaches and stuff. Hopefully the cloud will break up a bit and we can get down to the beach. I'm staying just in there to the right. And it's all terraced all the way down. I've got this church at the bottom, which is also pretty noisy. Like, I thought their bells were just supposed to go on the hour. Here it's like non-stop. Ding! Accommodation is called Los Chicos, the boys. I'm a boy, I think. I'm not a boy, not yet a man. No one's ever tried to cover that and change the gender, have they? It'd be bloody awful. I don't really know why I've stopped at this viewpoint, because it's basically the view from my accommodation, just a little bit further along, but you can see the sea a bit better from here. Yeah, it looks like there's some sun out down there, actually. I was going to go and try and get a coffee up here. So that's something that I've learned from spending a lot of time in Spain. If you're an early bird like me and you're looking to get a coffee early in the morning, don't search for cafe or cafeteria, search for panaderia. Basically a bakery, but a vast majority of them also do coffee and pastries and stuff. And they tend to open really early. Some of them open as early as like 5 in the morning. So yeah, if you're looking for an early morning coffee when you're in Spain, search for panaderia. It's always better to search in the local language as well, I find, just in case the business doesn't have a listing in English or Google is messing up with the translation. You always get better results or more results. Opening hours, on the other hand, are just a mystery. You just have to turn up, I find, most of the time. But to really understand this valley, you have to look at its history of hard graft. And for that, you need to head down to the coast in a big lump of concrete called the Pescante. It's beautiful, down by the water, where the rock meets and there's these little ledges where moss and stuff is growing. It's quite nice having the green there. And you see back into the valley here, the dark cloud. The sun is managing to break through. Clouds are a bit more wispy over here. There's also the constant threat of death from above. I parked the car a good distance away, by the way. Not because I'm worried about me, but because the insurance excess on that rental is a nightmare. If a rock crushes me, at least I don't have to pay it. Silver linings. So here's me thinking, that sign saying this is dangerous, come on. There's no problems here. That would have posed a bit of a problem. Jesus. Oh, that's a huge piece of rock that have fallen down. Look at the damage it's done. It's crazy. I imagine there's lots of loose rock around it, so I'm going to move quickly. Another another example of why you probably shouldn't walk here. But oh, there's a swimming pool here. Oh, that's beautiful. I mean, this pool is man-made, but it's still lovely. And I guess it's part of a structure that was once there related to the divots, because this bit isn't developed. I'm guessing maybe it was the foundations of like a storage building or something. That's lovely. I'm loving watching the waves rush over this gap in the rock. It's so cool. So these divots behind me were used because it was difficult for the boats to anchor with the waves here. So they used them to get the bananas and tomatoes that they were growing here off onto the boats. They had like this big cantilevered sort of almost crane thing. And I guess that meant the boats didn't have to come so close, and they could move. The cantilever arm things could move to where the boats were, as opposed to the boats having to be in an exact position and stay still on a dock. So yeah, they're in a few different parts of the island. There was 2 here. I'm guessing they did 2 pillars for each one. But since after the installation of them, the production on the island of bananas and tomatoes doubled because it was much easier for them to export. And they're still growing bananas today, so I guess they've got harbours now, so it's much easier. Here we go, up close. God, they're quite big, aren't they? They're bigger than they look from a distance. Pretty substantial structures. Well, you can see why it would have been difficult for boats here. But the waves are actually pretty calm today. Beautiful. Look at this seagull. Not giving a fuck. So pretty incredible. I think there's quite a lot of stories of people of La Gomera having to overcome the challenges of the land. And they've got their own language, a whistling language. Sibul, I think. They use that because obviously it's so mountainous and so many valleys, it takes a long time to get from one place to the other. So you whistle, it's loud, it carries. These things where boats couldn't dock, terraces on the side of the mountains. So I guess that's what these stand to represent now, is overcoming challenges, right? Living with the landscape, making the best of. I mean, it's a beautiful island. It's not a bad place to live, but when your basic needs aren't being met, you need to eat and provide for your family. You've just got to deal with what you've got. It's interesting being so close to Tenerife. I mean, we can see it there, and especially the south of Tenerife, which is so developed, you know. And Tenerife is the most populous island, and this is the second least populous island, and it's so close. But its geography is quite different. And that's due to the fact that there hasn't been a volcanic eruption here for much longer than in Tenerife. So the landscape's been shaped much more by erosion. That's why you've got these massive cliffs. There hasn't been any sort of new land created. Also, La Gomera doesn't have a central mouth for its volcano in the same way that Tenerife does with a big stratovolcano. But it's interesting, you know, understanding why two islands, part of the same sort of mountain range, underwater mountain range, are so different in terms of their landscape. It's good to understand why that is, instead of, obviously you can appreciate it, you can see it. I like to know why.
To get to the nearby beach, Playa Caleta, you have to tackle this road. Road is being generous. It's more of a loosely assembled collection of dirt and regret.
I don't half end up driving some crazy bloody roads. Some of these roads should come with a warning. Like, this is basically just ground for landslides to land on. It's not a road. Luckily, I don't think many people are driving on it, so. And there is this, like, bit of pipe that's supposed to be some sort of barrier. But it's all the debris, all the big bits of rock on the road. Right, oh, yep. They must fall down quite often. I've got a good view. Down there is Playa de Hermigua, which isn't much of a beach, let's be honest. Just some rocks where the water comes in. But we've got a good view of the whole valley. And you can see what there is here. Not a great deal. You can see it's just buildings along the main road from the floor of the valley. But I didn't just drive up here for this viewpoint. There's a beach over here. I think, given that it's, to be honest, it's not that hard to get to. The road's fine. It's tarmacked mostly. And down in this little cove is Playa Caleta. So Playa Caleta is apparently the best beach in the north of La Gomera. It's a place where families go in summer, quiet and perfect to spend time with children. No thanks. A tranquil place to sunbathe, take a swim, read, or to plan as the beginning and end of the trails that pass near it. So that sounds lovely, but for me, tranquil and children do not go together. We'll see. I can see maybe 2 cars down there, so we'll see what we find. Okay, let's go to the beach. Let's go get away. Do you know those shows, like World's Most Dangerous Roads, and it's like people, crazy truckers driving? Okay, I'm not driving like a massive truck, but still, I feel like I'm on that. I've put my windows up because there was a bit there where it was very landslidey. I don't fancy a rock coming through hit me in the face, although, I mean, would it smashing through the window be any better? Oh god, there's another bit. It's very landslidey. But they've built this road here, right? Like, and they've got a sign telling you it's a place to bring your family. But there's a whole lot of debris. A lot of little rocks, but a lot of very big rocks. Do not fancy being hit in the face with one. Here we are. I mean, first impressions are pretty good, to be fair. It's rocky, but it's beautiful. Right, quick outfit change that was. I'm serving beach. There are 3 other cars here. However, there are hiking trails that start from here. And so far, from here at least, I can't see anyone else on the beach. Well, there's nobody on the beach part of the beach. There is like a family out on the rocks. But other than that, there is nobody here. Actually got facilities as well. There's like tables and chairs. Some of these buildings, I don't know if it has toilets and showers and stuff. Looks like it. You wouldn't think it. We've got toilets, but they're closed. There's a little church here. That's cute. I like this rock formation out here. Ah, beautiful. Amazing. We've got Tenerife as well. These huge cliffs. Yep, I think I'll be pretty happy here for the afternoon. Not a bad place to spend a day. It's really sheltered. We've got these huge cliffs all around. Although the wind is coming from the northeast. But and you've got all this like facilities up here as well. That's a proper, I mean, I guess it must get busy. Oh, these toilets are actually open. Dining areas and stuff. But yeah, I've got toilets here. Is that a shower? That's a shower. Doesn't look like it's been used for a while, but it's a shower. Toilets with toilet paper as well. A couple of straw umbrellas. Oh, someone's cleared a bit of sand here as well. Cleared a bit of the rocks. You can see why it's popular. It's just a pity it's not a little pebble beach or a sandy beach. I don't really think it's for swimming today. It's red flagged. That's all right. You can still chill out here for a bit.
And like any properly dramatic landscape, Hermigua comes with a slightly tragic backstory for its most famous landmark.
So Hermigua doesn't have a great deal to it. You know, a town's not big when it's pointing out all the specific hotels and restaurants. It's quite a small place. It's just some buildings and houses built up along the road that winds through the valley. It does have these two rocks though. So these are the rocks of Pedro and Petra. There's a local legend around them. Pedro and Petra, according to the legend, were two lovers who are hugging and then were struck by lightning and turned to stone and separated forever. I know who comes up with these stories, but it's quite tragic, really. What a beautiful little space. This is the roof of the cultural centre. And good view of the valley. You can see that's the main road that comes through the valley, and it's just buildings, houses, some restaurants, hotels. Again, it's very quiet. Occasional car going past, that's about it. I did try to get up closer to the rocks, but the road gets a bit narrow up there and there's literally nowhere to park. It looks so tropical, doesn't it? So this is the ethnographic park of La Gomera. So I'm leaving Hermigua now. It is my last day on the island. Sad. Another massive rock. Oh no, this is Pedro and Petra. Is it? No, it's not. They're much closer. That's not even a rock, that's a cliff. I have no idea where I am. So I've spent the last few days down there in Hermigua in the valley looking up at these mountains. And now I'm up in them. They've pretty much always had, try to show you, pretty much always had clouds swirling around them the whole time. But we're back in the forest now. It's just the scale. Like the scale of the landscape's crazy. You climb so high so quickly. Really similar to Madeira in that sense. You've got these huge cliffs that just go straight into the sea. and then like 15, 20 minutes from the coast, you're this high up. I mean, I stopped a couple of minutes ago down at that rock there, and that looked really high. And it's only taken a couple of minutes of winding up hairpin bends. It's a really difficult place to get anywhere fast because everything just looks so nice.
So that's it on Hermigua. A weirdly beautiful place that makes you work for it. If you've enjoyed watching me wander around aimlessly looking slightly confused, give this video a like. It helps the channel out, apparently. Subscribe if you want more of this nonsense, and drop a comment, let me know where I should get lost next. Cheers, see you soon.